Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I forget which magician actually recommended this to me, but I'm finally getting around to it, and strangely enough, I'm trying to go into the insurance field myself, so coincidence? I think not. Main character, his name is C.C. Baxter, but they call him Buddy for short. He's played by Jack Lemmon. And then we've got Fran, who's played by Shirley MacLaine. And he has an apartment. Well, the reason it's called The Apartment is because he has an apartment and he's letting it be allowed for parties and whatnot while he's at work doing best he can to climb his way up the echelon, so to speak. And he gets to where he wants to go, but he realizes that his boss is a bit of a Lothario, and it's very interesting. The whole film in and of itself is even reflective of this time. He meets a woman at one point in time when he's having some difficulties with Fran and in her pursuits, and yeah, it's very complex. And she talks about Fidel Castro, and I thought, well, Fidel Castro died just last year. So this movie is still pertinent. It was so interesting, just so funny. And of course, they were still smoking at that time. It was before the Surgeon General and the FDA, and anybody could tell you that cigarette smoking is a carcinogen and ultimate label. But I love the part with his doctor, and it was not uncommon for doctors to make house calls, and we might actually go back to that. I'm thinking it makes more sense because it just seems so much more economical. I don't know. I'm very old fashioned, I suppose, but he he tells Buddy that he has to grow up and be a mensch, and the way that he defines that word is human being. Well, in Yiddish, it actually means man, and same thing in Polish. So I'm thinking that mensch in and of itself was borrowed from the Polish language. Just a little factoid. I thought, oh, interesting. So he learns how to become a mensch, and it's interesting how everything comes to a close, and it's a happy ending, even though it's it leads you to deduce that there would be a happy ending. But what's interesting is the status between the two. He's high up in the corporate ladder, and he is a very astute man, hardworking, imaginative, analytical, and he has a head for numbers, facts, and figures. In fact, I don't remember what he says at the very beginning, but it's really fascinating. He gives this statistic of how many people are living in New York, and I don't think you see the Twin Towers in that, but you do see the Chrysler Building, which is always a big landmark when you see films done in New York. And yeah, I mean, there are just so many different things that I really loved about this film. The music, the characters, Jack Lemmon, he was just absolutely spellbinding and just terrific. I'm thinking this is one of his first films, and Shirley must have been super, super, super young when she did this, because she looked like a baby. But I love classic films. I love noir, and this is just a shining example of what a movie really should be. And I know I'm probably sounding like an old fogey when I say that back in my day, there were films, and they were real films, and they told a story, and they didn't have to use violence in order to do so. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because that's going to annoy most of you. But on the front of the cover, it actually states winner of 5 Oscars. Yes, I can see why it would. It also got Best Picture, 1960. And it says New York Times says it's gleeful, ingenious, and a smashing good comedy. I would concur. And I'm actually going to read the synopsis on the back because I think that sorry, I'm just getting the rest of yeah, excuse you, Alchemist. But I'm just getting the tape off of the back, the plastic tape that they use to keep them sealed shut so people don't steal them. But I'm going to read the synopsis on the back, and it's better than what I could ever convey. It says, winner of 1960 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. The Apartment is a legendary writer-director, Billy Wilder, at his scathing, satirical best. Yes, because there's a lot of what really goes on in an agency such as that, and I'm thinking, is it possible that I'm going into that? We'll see. I have to pass state exam. One of the finest comedies Hollywood has ever turned out. Bud Baxter, he knows the way to succeed in business is through the door of his apartment. Yeah, everybody comes in, and his key, he's not doing anything illicit. He's helping a brother out, basically, which, says a lot about the time. I think it was a simpler time, and fewer people were getting murdered and shot and everything. By providing a perfect hideaway for philandering bosses, the ambitious young employee reaps a series of undeserved promotions. But when Bud lends the key to his boss, Sheldrake, yeah, like I said, he's a Lothario, he not only advances his career, but his own love life as well. For Sheldrake's mistress... Alright, I'm not going to go into that. Alright, that would ruin the plot line. I'm not going to discuss any further. My lips are sealed. But as far as films are concerned, 5 stars, hands down, 2 thumbs, way up. And I was kind of having a bad day before I was watching this, and I feel so much better now, but it was very timely because it's a Christmas film and it's a New Year's film because it has the New Year's ball at the very end, and it's transitory, and it's so allegorical as to what Buddy and Fran are going through. Small spoiler there, sorry. But I just wanted to talk about my day as a whole. I got up and I watch the inauguration every year, and I don't necessarily like Donald J. Trump, but I have cautious optimism for him. So, as it says in Timothy, pray for those who are heads of state, so I'm going to do that. I got a call from the bank, and they said my check bounced, the one that was given to me. I was selling one of my items, and I thought surely it would have been legitimate. And then they were telling me about another check that I had cashed. It's the most money I've seen in a good long time. I'm not getting any unemployment due to contract stipulation from where I used to work. It's all due to legalese, and that I understood that the policy said you have to comply with attendance, and they were overworking us. I'm sorry. I'm a human being. I was mourning the death of my father. What did you want? I'm not going to get emotional again, okay? That's just... I'm done getting emotional. And I actually posted on Facebook, I said, okay, the moment you think everything has become worse, you get a call from the bank and they're putting a hold on your funds because you're not sure whether that check is an actual check or not. So look out for that. Just don't fall for people who ask for moving fees if you're selling something, because that's a scam. Just learn from my mistake, please. If they're asking for a MoneyGram more than often, that's a scam. If they're asking for Western Union money, that's a scam. You shouldn't have to give them anything. They are supposed to pay you for the product that you are selling. Upfront cost, black and white, plain as day. There shouldn't be anything else in that contract, even though it's an unwritten contract. I understand this. I'm getting more savvy to this as I get involved with a lot of this insurance stuff. But yeah, who would have thought? That's an irony. But of course I have a lot more studying to do. So I didn't really feel like doing it today, but I'm going to go ahead and do it despite that. And I'm going to continue. And I have an examination on the 23rd. But if you want to see Jack Lemmon at his best and Shirley at her best, then they have such great chemistry. I mean, their electricity, it's just absolutely, it's beyond comprehension. It cannot be described in my vocabulary. This is all I have to say, and hopefully things will start to go better for me. So that's it for now, and I will be reading, well, once I finish, it's going to be more than one part, but I'm going to finish the script, and then I will read it later on tonight as one of my bedtime stories. So until then, live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie.